Luka has a lower usage rate than Giannis and the same as Embiid, or is it only a problem for Luka?
Thank you.
Hashtag Luka MVP.
Thank you.
Okay, first of all, usage rate is a weird stat because people don't know what it means. But second of all, I've also said that Giannis has the ball in his hands way too much. I've said that.
Enlighten us.
Usage. People for some reason conflate usage rate in terms of how much you have the ball in your hands. It's not. Usage rate is if the possession ends with something you did. For example, Klay Thompson cannot touch the ball the whole possession, catch and shoot. That's his usage rate. That counts as him, not anything else. So Steph Curry could dribble for 22 seconds, throw the ball to Klay Thompson, and that will go down as Klay Thompson's usage rate for that possession. Which is why people use usage rate incorrectly. Because if you throw a turnover, that'll be your usage rate. If you get fouled and shoot free throws, that possession is your usage rate. Or if you take a field goal attempt, that's your usage rate. Stats like time of possession is how much you have the ball. Offensive load is how much you control the ball on offense. Those stats is what would indicate.
What's the time of possession between Luka and Giannis?
I'll check it out right now. I know their offensive load. Luka's at 63% and Giannis at 57%.
That's tough. 63 is tough.
Yeah, 63 is like all-time high. Him and Trae Young are like breaking the record like every year in terms of offensive load.
Damn.
So, yeah, I'll check their touches right now.
And who was the other guy that he said?
Embiid is similar because he gets so many free throws and he takes a lot of shot attempts. So even though he's not dominating the ball, but the possessions ends with him so much that people
I don't see
that's what usage rate is doing, but it's not.
Yeah, I don't see.
Mars,
now you're more fluent.
Cats like
no, he's not. He's fucking Mars.
And what's his name? Luka and James Harden. When they dribble the ball around for 21 seconds at the shot clock and then kick it to their teammate for a terrible shot that they can't get off, that their teammate is penalized for them dribbling the air out the ball in the usage rate stat.
Giannis type. Pardon? No, if they dribble the ball the whole possession and then they throw it to like a Spencer Dinwiddie or a Tyrese Maxey, that's not their usage rate. It would just mean nothing for them. That doesn't contribute to it. It's whether or not they shoot or turn the ball over or draw a foul.
Okay,
Giannis' time of possession is 5.5 and Luka's is 10.
Shit.
It's not even close. That's why.
Who's closer? Who's close to him?
In terms of time of possession?
Yeah.
It's like 10.1. It's 10.1 for Luka, 8.9 for James Harden. That's the second person.
Hold on, Buddy doesn't realize that we're watching live right now. You're on the live show, my friend Peyton. Welcome.
But yeah, that's why I don't like when people use usage rate. They use it wrong. But time of possession, Luka's by far the first. In terms of seconds per touch, it's 6 seconds every time he gets the ball on average. He's taken the most dribbles in the league every time he touches the ball. Well, it's him and Trae Young, 5.9, 5.86.
Yeah.
JD, you like this, JD? Is this what you're here for, JD?
What?
It's not winning basketball. Nobody likes
these stats. These stats that
I've tried to say that they're not going to win like this. I mean, it's not that Luka's
I said this too, Mars. You and I were like this when it comes to this take. Dub is like trying to make it sound like we are calling Luka selfish.
I'm not saying
you guys sound like Charlie Brown's teacher to me,
but the fact that he does this means they won't win.
The selfish narratives I don't like.
Yeah, I don't agree with the fact he's selfish. I don't think he's selfish. I just don't think he can win playing this way.
When I said this about Luka and James Harden, y'all tried to kill me. Everybody was like, "Oh, you tripping? James Harden this, Luka that."
But you know
why I do not care? Because Bobby, word to Bobby, Luka is big awk shit. We don't care.
So what I was pressing you about Euro was that I did not understand why you would sit here and say, "Oh, they're not going to win this way," when even if Luka adjusted his gameplay to not have those type of stats, you don't think that they're winning regardless. I think they're not going to win mainly because they don't have the pieces necessary to win. And if Luka gets a co-star with him, he would adapt and change his style of play. And
nobody wants to play
to me, that's literally the same thing as the Jordan Poole scenario that we were just talking about. If the bench improves, right, Jordan Poole's play would improve. If the team improves for Luka, right, the surrounding pieces, like he will be able to play better as well, and have like less of a load. His numbers may even go up. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about their play style. So Jordan Poole, I mentioned with his play style that even with us being surrounded by starters sometimes and playing on the bench, his play style is still in question. With Luka, his play style is going to change when he has a co-star. He has to do all of this because there's nobody else.
What do you consider play style? Because
Like the time of
think
possession
that,
and dominating the ball like that.
because I don't think, and I've said this before, I don't think play style is as impactful as, like, for example, the attitude that he carries on the court when shit doesn't go his way. Like the time that he takes off on defense and on offense, yapping to the ref.
I don't like that either. I'll agree. I don't like it. I don't like it. But
that is my number one gripe with him. I've never seen a player talk more or like focus on something else other than what the task at hand is.
I feel you on that. But I don't think I don't think that's
no.
Yep. I agree with you on that, but I don't think that's so much of a problem where it can jeopardize the team or the team's atmosphere. I don't. I think he has a great relationship with everybody.
Do you think that this can actually work? Just Luka playing like this, and they can win like this?
Well, not with this team. I don't think the team. I think the team at most could make a finals if the Golden State Warriors don't correct itself, but I don't see them being any team in the East.
So they can't.
But the thing is, they can still get.
But it's more to personnel than.
Yeah, but you believe Luka would play like this if you got different personnel.
Well, let's say if he got a co-star with him. So let's say who's worse than him? Maybe Paul George. I think he could beat damn near any team in the league.
Even if
Paul George and Luka.
So you think if Luka played the same, but he just had Paul George next to him, you think they would win?
Oh no, he would have to. He can't dominate as much.
So you can't win. So you can't win playing like this.
Oh no, I agree with that aspect. The point I was arguing with you with mainly Euro is I don't see why it's such a point for you right now that you can't win with Luka right now if this is everything he has to do. He has to dominate this ball. He has to do this. He has to do that. Boy, if we give him a Paul George, that time of possession and what he's doing, I'm pretty sure is going to go low.
Yeah, and that's not what I'm saying. Because...
You know how disgusting you guys are? Is that you'll sit here and say that Kevin Durant needs to shoot more. He needs to shoot more. And then Luka Doncic is over here.
Hey, I said that was done as well.
Putting up shots, getting buckets, and it's like, yeah, he needs to shoot a little less.
That's nasty for you to sweep all of us in that.
Nasty.
Yeah, I don't know. I actively said the opposite of that.
I actively said the opposite. And whoever said it, I'm looking at
that was
you.
Ron. That was LeBron's boat. We didn't jump in. We didn't jump in at the new LeBron.
Well, I can't say L. Ron anymore for a month.
I actively said I disagreed with that. So,
but I am saying that I don't think that nobody wants to play with Luka. I just don't. I don't see it.
Come on.
I disagree.
I disagree with that.
And yucky.
I disagree.
100%. I do think. I think Luka suffers from.
No one wants to play for the Sacramento Kings.
I do think Luka suffers from success.
You don't got to bring the Kings into this.
What do you mean? I mean, you're just.
What do you mean by that?
Luka don't want. Luka might not want it for the Kings, but he for sure don't want to play against this stuff.
Bobby talking without moving his head.
Look at his chops.
But yeah, I do think Luka. When I say Luka suffers from success, it's in the fact that he was drafted and he was so good so early that the team couldn't get other lottery picks around him because they were already in playoff contention. Whereas most draft, like Steph Curry, for example, A, due to the injuries and B, to the fact he just wasn't that level of player, the Warriors were able to draft other lottery picks around him, Klay Thompson, Harrison Barnes, Ekpe Udoh, for whatever reason. But they were able to draft other lottery picks around him, and then you can build through the draft that way. The same reason I compared it to LeBron is LeBron had a similar fate in terms of he was so good so early. The team was basically contending in like year 2 or year 3. And then you don't have any pieces around him because you didn't get to draft anyone because your team was already getting like the 17th pick in the draft simply due to the fact you're already in contention. And I think Luka has a similar struggle that way, which is why I think it's not really that good when you're a young player who becomes so good so early.
I understand what you're saying, but I can't get with that at all. I think that's mostly on the organization because they can make moves where they can get picks. They can make moves where they like trades where they can actually, stand up a solid team around him without jeopardizing, Luka's contract or even, running the risk of somebody else outbidding them. Like I do agree with
that. They can also make trades. I'm not saying you have to build through the draft, but it would be easier if they could build through the draft, which is what I'm saying. Like if you're that good that early, it's harder to build through the draft.
That takes time too, because Curry got drafted in what year again?
09,
right? So it took.
They won a title in 6 years. Yep.
It took 6 years for all of that to develop.
Luka's in year 5.
Yeah, it's true.
Like Giannis is similar. Giannis won in like year 6. Giannis wasn't contributing to winning in a big way. The Bucks were like one of the worst teams in the league, and so, they got Chris Middleton in the trade, but they got Chris Middleton, and then they ended up building a contender gradually, and then they made one big trade for Drew Holiday. I'm just saying, I think it'd be easier if they were able to draft one other good player and then build through that, and then they can make a big trade for a third piece. But right now, it's just Luka and
I think it is easier. To build the way that you're saying, but I mean, it is what it is. You gotta deal with the cards that's dealt with you, you know.
I agree
with Luka,
that.
And Luka, I think Luka and LeBron James too. When they started out, I think the only thing they really needed was a co-star, and I think for LeBron James mainly, they failed in that aspect. Now next year, I think Dallas could make some moves to get a free agent that can help Luka to title contend. We'll just have to see, man. But if the Dallas Mavericks don't make any moves to get him that co-star, shit, Luka might not be there for too long. It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. Yeah, the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.